Okay, so now I'm recording. Sorry, I missed so all the new people, welcome. Even if you didn't hear your name, welcome. This call, I really want it to be about sharing what's happening for you, what's working, what exciting things are going on, because I've heard from a lot of you that there is all kinds of stuff just like popping up. And I used the analogy a long time ago with this group that this business is like microwave popcorn, and that you put that bag in the oven and you turn it on and you watch it and nothing happens and nothing happens and nothing happens. And then one kernel pops and then two more pop. And then suddenly 3, 4, 5 pops. And then before you know it, it's pop, 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 pop. And that's what seems to be happening last month and this month with this team, is that the popcorn's going crazy. And people are signing up new coaches, they're seeing new opportunities, they're walking into things that are outside of their comfort zone and getting great results. So I just wanted to make sure that during the course of this meeting, I'm going to ask all of you to share the things that are really exciting that are happening for you right now. And I want to start first with Cliff. I know you're on there. Cliff, would you talk about what's been going on with you?
Yeah. Well, brought on 2 new coaches last month, which was wonderful, and just really phenomenal people. We had a really unique situation because Ajani, is he on here? I don't know from his phone number. Ajani Malik, he's a personal trainer who came to me, his marketing guy came to me trying for a chiropractor to send people to him. And over the course of a few meetings,
you know what? If you're not talking, can you hit the mute on yours so that we don't get a feedback?
You know, through the course of a few meetings, I started recognizing this could be a great opportunity for him and me, and asking him, you know, what is typically they do, what kind of results do they get, and then we started talking and having a number of meetings, which led to him deciding to become a coach, first going on the program so he can, you know, experience what that's like. And then going on the program. Now he owns 3 gyms, and his desire is to have every one of his trainers and his sales people, coaches. So he's a guy, he sees the big picture. We went down to Annapolis. He woke up, you know, 4:30 in the morning so we could drive down at 5:30. Spent the day. We should have been a 3-hour ride back. Ended up being an 8-hour ride of strategy planning, and you know it was great. And then so I've been in touch with Dr. A. He allowed me to reach over to Casey Mitzel, who a trainer in Portland who owns a gym and has every single one of Casey's employees as coach. So Casey was on the phone with us today for about an hour. I was on the phone with Casey last night for about an hour, sharing his best practices. And I'm going to speak to all the coaches and the staff on Sunday. Dr. A is going to open it up on Zoom, you know, a little kind of to introduce me. And it's really, really exciting things are happening because Johnny just really sees this big picture. And he's the owner.
And Cliff, can you mention what was his vision when he first opened his first gym? What did he want?
Yeah, his vision was to own 10 gyms. That was he knew he wanted to own 10 gyms, and the life experience of having to own 3 gyms and putting out fires and staff and running back and forth to all these places. I think when I explained, you know, what's possible, but when he went down to Annapolis, which is why I can't overstress bringing people to an event, even if it's a local health coach, well, not even, it's Dr. A. He saw the big picture, and he realized that this is really exactly what he was looking for. And then it's all results driven too, because he owns 3 gyms, but he's really into personal training. He's into not just gym memberships. He really wants to create results. And this is the thing that will drive that. So that's exciting on his on that line. Then we have our little Princeton Health Habits of Health meeting. And it's been, we've stopped, we had issues with venues and trying to find a place where we consistently have a meeting. And we found this place called Mrs. Green's, which is it's like a mini Whole Foods. And they're very big up in Westchester County, New York. Every town almost has one. It's a little on the high end side. And they have a community room. So we've been holding our little workshops there. And I said to myself, let me speak to the management. So I spoke to the management and I pitched. I said, you guys, and they're having some issues in terms of getting people into the door. So I said, what can I do to help them? And I said, we have this meeting. It's all about the habits of health. I explained to him what TSFL is about, Dr. Anderson, our mission, showed him the Habits of Health book, let him thumb through that. And this is what we teach every month. Why not? Instead of me having my group meeting here, why couldn't this be something that Mrs. Green's is now going to put out there to the public as a benefit to the community, to have a Habits of Health workshop every single month that they can attract people in to come in. And we went through a lot of different things. I gave him full disclosure on what we're about, because we are Take Shape for Life through Medifast. And however, he understood that people are going to have their lean and greens even on the program. They're going to be transitioning. Everything we speak about high quality proteins, high quality vegetables, these are things that they sell. So the management was very, really, really interested. And I think they see a really big picture that this could be something that they can promote, that their business is doing to help the community. And they're checking with corporate on a couple of small issues. It's been fun.
Right. I love that. And Mary and Joe, you guys have been very active with the gym in your area too. Do you want to chip in a little bit about this? What's been going on? You have to unmute.
Yep. Sure. Joe actually came up.
Yep. You're like breaking up. Something's going wrong, Mary. We can't hear you guys.
Yeah.
You're sort of frozen up. How about if we come back to you? Because for whatever reason, you're completely frozen. Oh, try it again now. You were frozen. You were breaking up completely.
All right. Yeah. So was Cliff. Cliff was breaking up a lot too. Are we still on?
Yeah, you're on now.
Okay. So anyway, we started working out in the gym like 2 years ago. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And Joe has spoken to the owner. Spoken to the owner of the gym to bring the health coaching to a room. So we do have a room inside, a nutrition room inside the gym. Joe, say a few words.
When I told Billy about it, he was intrigued that there was an option for people who were going to the gym and working out, and they weren't seeing results. That was the whole problem. And I told him what we were working on. And he said, you think you can bring it into the gym and at least offer it to people and see what they think? So by just setting up a table and seeing what kind of response we had, it was incredibly overwhelming. We have constantly people stopping by now and asking about the program. And we probably average 1 to 2 a day.
All right, you just froze up on us again.
So it's
a very exciting moment
to get people.
Okay, I'm just going to ask everybody again. If you're not speaking, mute yourself. Down in the bottom right-hand corner is a microphone that you can mute your audio, because I think that might be interfering with it. So it sounds like we've got a lot of people who are having great results working with personal trainers and finding gyms to bring us into that. Anybody else having any results in those areas that they want to share?
Joan, can I just share one more thing, because I
Sure.
really wanted to say, and I was so excited this month also because I don't know if she's on the call right now, but my new coach, Diane, she was excited, but had a little foot on the brake. As soon as her foot came off the brake, boom, 2 new clients, right away, and it's just so exciting to see that.
It is.
Just wanted to add that. Thank you.
All right. I also, Christina and Martin are on the phone. They're on the call, but they're on the phone. Christina, can you share a little of what's been going on? And would you be willing to sort of share, not all the details, but kind of your wake up call, whatever changed your approach recently?
Sure. Can you guys hear us?
Yep.
Okay. Let me know if we get distorted at all.
Okay.
I hear feedback from somebody else.
Yeah, if you can, please mute your phone if you're not talking. And I'll do the same thing, just in case.
Okay, so do you want me to talk about Gem's story today, Joan, or just in general?
Well,
Some
I
of the
mean,
stuff.
if you don't mind, start back to, you don't have to tell all the details, but sort of like your kind of like what changed your mindset and all the stuff that's happened since then.
Okay.
Do you mind
Well,
doing that? Are you willing to?
No, that's fine. I mean, I'll stay in brevity and keep it short, because
Okay.
I know the call times us out after a while. So I guess, Joan, was it about, I don't know, 2 months ago,
Mhm.
a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
We were really doing a self-evaluation, which we feel is really important when you've been in the business, a really long time, and you're seasoned and you're working with new coaches and old coaches, and you kind of have blinders on, per se. You get like that horse that just kind of goes through the motions of every day. You kind of have the things that are set, and you get really comfortable. You get comfortable in your day-to-day activities. And doing a self-evaluation is always really good for us to look inward on where do we want to go, what are we doing currently, what can we do better, what are we lacking in, all those systems checks. And I couldn't figure out, there was just something off, and I really couldn't figure it out until one day I had a huge epiphany that I put myself in this business box. And when I say business box, those of you that know me, I do a lot of community work. I do a lot of community events. I network. I work a lot with entrepreneurs. So I work with a lot of people that are in different professions, specifically bankers, per se, because I always find myself with bankers. They're always in the suit and the tie, and they're so proper, and they're just very, very business oriented. Well, I found myself, and I realized that I wasn't being me anymore. I was conforming to what I thought people wanted me to be. So I was dressing differently going out to meetings. I was holding myself in a different posture. I was reworking my verbiage. Instead of just being me, and instead of just being take shape, I was like, I'm not fun and sparkly anymore. I'm boring and blah. And Joan, I think you and I had this conversation. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I'm like putting myself in a box that I really don't fit in because I'm such an out-of-box thinker. So that was a huge aha for me, to switch it up, to change it, to make it fun and exciting again. And to really just...
Because you all know me in a suit and tie don't get along.
So,
we know that, Martin.
To really just go back to when we first started and we were excited, and people used to say to us, what kind of wacky weed are you smoking? Because whatever you're doing, we want in. And that's truly us. That's truly what we want to be. And we forgot how to be that person because we got so caught up in the day-to-day tasks and our business box that we put ourselves in. So that opened up a whole new realm of just things and momentum and, getting on track or not necessarily getting back on track, but getting on track to really catapult myself and ourselves forward. Is that good enough, Jen, or do you want me to keep
That's
going?
good. And now go on. Tell about what's going on, what's happened since then.
Okay. So, there's a disclaimer to this because you always want to talk to your mentor. We have a lot of new people on the call. So if you have ideas and you're an out-of-box thinker, always connect with your mentor and make sure you're ready for your ideas and you also have the proper verbiage to go out and do some of these things. So one of the things is we were simply getting my ring size at the mall at one of the Zales stores, and my husband just happened to make the comment, wow, Christina, you might have a lot of clients that you could send in here to get the ring size because they lose so much weight, just like you did. And just with him saying that, there were 6 women working in the store. It was like bees on honey. They left their stations. They came flooding over to us. Tell us more. Tell us more. So we showed them the before pictures, talked to them a little bit. The manager asked me to come back the next Wednesday, which was last Wednesday. I ended up spending the entire day in the mall with her staff. And every 15 minutes, I was doing a client profile because she wanted me to talk to all of her staff. And I looked at it as like a corporate wellness. I let her know that I would be glad to come in, talk to everyone individually or in a group, and it's free to them. No charge to them. And she was like, really? You would do this for free? I said, sure. So I think it's like those little windows of opportunity that you don't always pay attention to, but that was a huge one.
And so tell us what happened with Jen today. Is Jen on the phone?
Okay. She said she was going to try to get on the phone. Jen, Are you there?
And I muted everybody except me and Christina. So if you are on the phone, you need to go to the right bottom hand corner and unmute.
Okay. Well, maybe she'll jump in if she's on the call. She's going to try. But so Jen is one of our doctors that we work with. She's in a very successful practice locally here. And she has had some bumps in the road with the offices accepting what she's doing with Take Shape. Finally, that has broken through for her, and she's super excited and super on fire. And today, we happened to do a 3-way call with Joan, so always use your mentor line, and 3-way calls are fantastic for collaboration. We started collaborating with her, pulling out some ideas with her, and she got off the phone, drove herself to one of the places that we were talking about, and she ended up going to 2 places instead of 1. She has an appointment tomorrow to speak to this person about implementing Take Shape for Life into their business. And then she has a meeting for an entire staff next Wednesday to present the program and the coaching opportunity to every single person in that business also.
And can you be specific about the businesses that she decided to go to? Because now this is a medical professional who's very comfortable talking to other medical professionals, but this was really stepping outside her comfort zone. So can you, and I just want to preface this by saying that we've got some experts on this call right now who I want us to really, we can support each other so well on this team. We have so many strong people with different skills, different backgrounds, coming from different industries, that we can really help each other out so much. So if you can be specific, and that way we'll know where we're going with this.
Sure. Well, all started with Joan and I asking her what she had going on, and I mentor her every single week. And we had talked about, she has a client who also owns a salon who's her cousin. And we had talked about her doing a wellness party at her cousin's salon and inviting everyone, and she is interested in becoming a coach. So then Jen proceeded to start thinking outside the box, and she said, there's a new salon that just opened up. It's a spa. It's right up the street from my house. Maybe I should go talk to them. So Joan encouraged her to do that. Well, on her way there, she realized another new salon had just opened up. Before that, a lot smaller. She was able to go in there, talk to both managers today, and set up these appointments. Now, mind you, she said the thing that she was most proud of was the fact that she knows how to talk to her patients. She knows how to talk to other health professionals. But to get out of her car and go and talk to somebody that's not in the health field was a tremendous, like she just had like anxiety, and it was a tremendous step forward for her. And she says, you're right. If I'm not uncomfortable, I'm not growing. And I'm glad I did.
So as a result, she has two very strong potentials coming up. And when we talked about this too, we also talked about her tapping in to Mary and Joe Tabbitt, to Nancy Strauss, to get, input about if a salon is going to be launching this, what works and what doesn't work. What are the things they should avoid? And I think that's what's so special about this company and what we do, because we do help each other. We do support each other. Cliff is having a call with a person who owns a gym out in, where is he, in Oregon, Cliff? I can't remember. But he's out on the West Coast. Yeah. So we help each other and we support each other. So that's why for this call, I really wanted us to talk about what's working, and what are the successes that we're seeing. So what more do you want to add about that, Christina?
Well, the only other thing I want to add too is the fact that is that the salon, the spa, the bigger place where she's doing the workshop next week, the manager said to her, we had a life coach in here, but we weren't getting anything from them. So they were referring a lot of people out, but they weren't being compensated. And Jen simply turned around and said, well, I can show you how to get compensated. I love helping other people be compensated to become health coaches. And that's when the manager really said to her, okay, when can you come in and talk to all of us? Because they've tried something in the past and they've never experienced Take Shape for Life, which is a win-win-win for all aspects. The only other thing I want to close with, Joan, is that since there is so many new coaches in our organization and we have so many potentials, we are having a meeting this Sunday at 6 p.m. at the Souderton Borough Hall. If anyone's near or has potentials near, we encourage you to bring them, because we are going to be doing a piece on both opportunities. And we have a lot of new, like I said, a lot of new potential coaches and a lot of new coaches coming out. So we're going back to basics. We're going to do a lot of role playing. It's going to be fun and interactive, but really helping people develop their verbiage and being able to handle themselves when they're sharing the opportunity in either way. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Will you put that on our team Facebook page?
Sure.
So that anybody who has either a coach in the area or a potential coach can maybe let them know about it to get there?
Definitely. I can do that.
Okay. And there's been a lot of stuff happening with a bunch of you. So anybody else who has something really that they'd like to share with the group, Nancy, Mary, Jody, anybody, anything that's been going on that's been really exciting this month?
Hi, I'm actually having something at the salon on Sunday at 3 o'clock as well. It's going to be a happy, healthy hour at 3 o'clock. So if there's anyone that'd like to come, please feel free.
Will you put that on our group page as well too?
I sure will.
Yeah, because it would be wonderful to have, the more the merrier in a situation like that, because it really gets people excited when they see people having results, having a great time doing what we do.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Who else has something else going on that would be, that they want to share with the group? Nancy, do you have anything?
Well, I wrote a big blurb about it. So you guys already heard about my home parties and how they're working. But
They've
something
been awesome.
It's been amazing. I think we got like 7 new coaches in the past 3 or 4 weeks, but on my whole team. But it's exciting and it's become very relational, and people are seeing that it's fun. And they're meeting each other and feeling really vested excited about everybody else's progress. So I'm doing another one May 9th, and they're already signing up and lining up for it. So that'll be good. But I wanted to, on the coattails of what Christina said, for approaching salons, something that really surprised me is when we went on our cruise last year, the salon on the cruise ship offered a detox weight loss program. And that was, first of all, on a cruise, really? But it was another service that the salon provided, just like a facial, just like a massage. They had this cleanse, detox, weight loss program on the cruise ship. And I was just thinking if it was just another service that the salon offered as part of the makeover, a different avenue, but it marries very well into a salon. So I thought that would be a nice way to introduce it to a salon owner, that it could just be another service that they provide.
And I got to tell you, I mean, it really, all of this has gotten me thinking about, gosh, I moved into a new neighborhood 2 years ago. I get my hair cut at the same place I've gotten it cut for 30 years. So I don't go into salons. But what an opportunity I'm missing. I mean, I should be exploring what's in my area and finding out and going in and meeting people. And I heard the story that you were trying to get into a salon one time, Nancy, and you couldn't get the owner to meet with you.
Yeah.
So what did you do? You remember?
I don't remember. What did I do?
I heard that you booked yourself for a blowout.
I did. I didn't want her to cut my hair. I just wanted her to do a blow dry. I didn't know how good she was.
But that way you got 15 minutes in her chair with her, right?
I did. And she did make an appointment, but she canceled, and maybe I should follow through.
Doesn't matter. I mean, it's just, being creative and having that determination, because not everything's going to work out, but if you don't try, the answer is always no.
Well, I get a lot of talk, a lot of chatter at nail salons, and usually people get manicures every 2 weeks or get their nails done, and you develop a relationship, which is key, with your nail tech, but also everybody's listening in on everybody else's conversation. It's so close quarters that you can really, I've gotten several clients just from a nail salon, and I leave some brochures on my nail girl's on her desk, and I also gave her a before and after picture of me, and she talks me up all the time. It's funny.
And with my nail technician, I said to her, here are my cards, $25 for anybody who places their first month's order. So I've gotten a few clients from her as well too.
Yeah.
So it's who else?
Oh, I wanted to add that, you may feel that it may be intimidating speaking to a medical professional. First of all, we know that just approaching the medical offices may not be the best use of your time. However, you have a client who's had an incredible success. Nothing wrong with reaching out to their doctor and saying, I just want to let you know, I'm so happy that, Mary is doing so well, and she's, speaks so highly, and that you're so happy that she's doing well, and introduce yourself, let them know. And that by making a personal contact, you're creating a kind of like the secret handshake, because you have something in common now with that doctor, and that's their patient. Okay. And you're assisting that doctor to help that patient to get healthy. And I have a internist in the area who's referred me a bunch of people. And then I said, you know what? I called him up and I said, what, are you open to the idea of me coming in and doing a presentation to all your doctors and your staff? He said, sure. And he actually did a video testimonial for me. Sorry about my bird in the background.
He's excited.
Yeah. So, look at your relationships. I'll have to mute this. I'm sorry.
Well, and I'm just going to throw it out there because we're at 9:30 and we try to keep this to a half hour. Does anybody have any questions for anybody? Anything that they'd like a little more input on or information about how somebody handled something? Because this is our, brain pool here of everybody with all kinds of experience from all different areas. So if there's something that really would be helpful for you to know, speak up now. Are you going to bring the bird back for us to see? Who is that? Oh, it's a cock. Is that a cockatiel? Very cute. All right. Anybody else have any questions? All right. Well, I just want to say, to me, this was a great call because it's really not about, oh, look how cute he is. It's really not about me talking and, spouting wisdom. I do appreciate that I've had so many of you reaching out, and we've had some three-way calls. We've had some, sharing of information, and a few people have mentioned Dr. Anderson and Lori. And I just want to remind you that when you have something important happening, if you have a significant opportunity, they're a resource for us, and they are so invested in our growth. Every one of you, they are so invested in our growth that if they can help, they will do it. So if you're not sure, run it through me, and I'll tell you, I'll give you the go ahead, or I'll make the contact for you. But let's use the resources if you want to use me, if I can help. I think that I see us having this huge resurgence. And I see this team growing really by leaps and bounds. So I want to keep the momentum going. I want to keep us using each other as a resource. And just remember that, what is it, that a rising tide, lifts all boats, or whatever it is. So things are moving, and as all of us continue to grow and share information with each other, it's only going to benefit all of us. So I do appreciate you giving up this time on a Wednesday night when you could be doing something else. And I want to encourage any of you to reach out to me if I can help you with a three-way call, or just kind of helping you figure out what it is you want to accomplish. I'm here for you. So let's make sure that we really take advantage of all the support that we have in this amazing organization. And last thing is, if you have not registered for conference, please register for conference, convention, whatever they call it. Register now, because it's going to be amazing. It's in Florida, so it's very easy to get to. And I guarantee you it's a life changer for you. If you have not been to convention yet, you really need to sign up and go. And I would love everybody who has signed up. I haven't gone online, but if you'll just let me know that you're coming, it'll help me to start to get ready for preparing for convention for the group. So if you can just, Jody, you're muted, so can you unmute?
Just letting you know we're going to convention.
Woo!
Me too.
Woohoo!
We're up.
All right, party time.
Yep.
Party time. No, so everybody, thanks so much for giving us the time tonight. And Cliff and Mary and Nancy and Christina and Martin, thank you guys so much for sharing, because these are the things, when I hear from you, I get so excited. And I really wanted everybody else to kind of benefit from what's been happening. And I think, and I want to just say, both Christina and Martin and Cliff, both of them seem to have kind of an aha very recently in the last month and a half. And if you were in my seat and could see what's happening with them, you'd be amazed if you could see the results. So don't give up. Look for that aha moment. Reach out, because it's going to come when you least expect it. And so I'm really excited for all of us. I hope you guys have a great rest of the month. And I hope I see a lot of you at Go Global in April. So good night, everybody.
All right.
Good night. Good night, Jim Bob. Good night, Mary Ellen. Good night. Good night,
And go
Grandma.
out to each other's events and support your other health coaches.
Night, Billy Bob.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.